He is Dave Fairman, Indiana Borough Public Works Director, joining us this morning here on Indiana in the Morning. Dave and I sort of worked out this appearance about an hour ago when he pulled up to the stoplight on the sign, and we used hand signals, and the result is here you are.
Yep.
All right. So we're talking summer paving, huh?
We are talking summer paving. The contractor is going to be starting next week with the milling Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That would be South 4th Street from Philadelphia Street to Grandview Avenue.
Okay.
300 block of School Street, 400 block of Grant Street, 400 block of Elm Street, 00 block of North 8th Street, and the 8th Street parking lot, which is behind Grace Church.
Okay. All right. So what ward is that one down there?
Second ward.
Second ward. Okay. And basically it's in that neighborhood, but except for up here on this end.
They're up on this end. North 8th Street is in bad condition, and being that we were going to resurface that lot, what I attempt to do is keep my paving in contiguous.
Yeah.
So the machines are moving and either milling off or putting material down, and if they don't have to move much, it gives us a better rate.
Yeah, that's a smart move to do.
Yeah, that's what we try.
So obviously people along those streets that you just named are going to have to be a little bit cooperative and understanding.
Oh, yes. There'll be no parking on all those streets, and those streets will be closed while they're working on them, and especially when they're paving. Now, the milling is next week. The paving will be the week after. What's that? Monday's the 7th, I think. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 days of paving in those same areas, and while the work is going on, the streets will be closed.
Yeah, okay. And so probably most impactful would be coming right off of Philly onto 4th.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's an awful lot of traffic in that
There is an awful lot of traffic in that area, and that's why the road needs repaved.
Well, exactly. And one of the things about that is that folks need to realize, even if you're not going to be going on to 4th off of Philly, there are going to be more people on Philly because they can't get on to 4th.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So all of that is going to play a role in the travel concerns around Indiana for the next couple of weeks. But it's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
All right. Anything that you need to do underneath those streets in terms of repairs?
Those repairs have been done. Catch basins have all been rebuilt in those areas. My crew's done that in the since the weather broke. They were working in those areas.
Which was last week?
Yeah, I think.
Winter weather stopped last week.
Yeah, I know. I always hope when we get that summer, it's at least on a Saturday.
Yeah, I understand.
We are still continuing to work on the parking lot over at Grace Church, putting in the rain garden type stuff. We should be wrapping that up. If not tomorrow, we'll wrap that up on Monday prior to them starting to mill that surface.
Okay. And so all of that work going on in Indiana Borough, and that constitutes the whole of the summer paving program.
It does. It does. The summer paving, contracted paving program. I'll be back in again to discuss smoke testing, which should happen here sometime in July, probably mid to later July, and that's to conform with our corrective action plan as set forth by the DEP.
Yeah, and explain that a little bit more, because we talked about that the last time you were here. This is for folks who have sewer system attachments out of their homes. Every home has to be smoke tested. Yes,
I will. Once I get the rest of the data that we collected from our flow monitoring, which has been going on since March. And we did flow monitoring last year also to see where the high flows in the sewer system are at. Once I look at that data, that will determine where I want to start smoke testing.
Yeah.
And smoke testing is just blowing smoke, it's a liquid smoke, the same stuff they probably use in a rock concert, that type of smoke that's safe. And we'll blow that down in a storm system and see if it comes out anywhere. If it's coming out somewhere, that means stormwater is getting into our sanitary at that location. And we'll document all that, and repairs will have to be made.
Yeah, DEP demanded that here in Indiana Borough and in White Township.
And White Township, yes.
And so both neighboring municipalities are doing it this summer.
Yes, we'll be doing it this summer. I'll be doing some camera work also, and if we find any illicit connections or deficiencies in the system, we'll off the camera and determine a plan of action to correct those.
Do you anticipate it only taking this one season to get the entire borough, or is it going to take longer?
It'll take longer. I'll be doing it again next year probably.
Really?
And I need dry weather. That's the other caveat to all this. I need dry weather to be able to do that.
Good luck on that.
I know.
All right, so we talk about a couple of other issues with Indiana Borough and those issues that you deal with at the end of a winter and heading into the summertime, and how the entire borough infrastructure did with winter weather, and what repairs or corrections need to be made.
Fairly well. We had about 50 feet of pipe to replace over on Poplar Avenue, just west of Walnut Street, and a catch basin there. Oh, we installed a catch basin because to make access to that pipe, there wasn't a lot of access to it to even inspect it. I have 150 feet of pipe to replace over on Church and 16th. That's nobody's even going to see that. That was like back in an alley that isn't even open. That needs repaired. I think that's all that's pending at the moment. Yeah, but they can rear their ugly heads at any time.
And the sewage treatment plant handled everything well?
They have handled everything very well. But when there's high flows like that, we have to have staff on duty, and it takes some effort and manpower to make sure everything's flowing the way it's supposed to and with no violations.
So everything that we see with Indiana Borough work crews over the course of the rest of the summer, not related to the issues we've already discussed, is just going to be routine stuff.
Routine stuff, I hope.
Yeah, unless something pops up.
You never know.
That we don't want to pop up.
We don't want it, but you never know.
All right. Well, that's terrific. The pothole hotline, of course, we activate that all the time.
Always. And that doesn't just mean for potholes. That's anything that somebody may see out there that needs my attention or the crew's attention.
Yeah.
724-465-6512 or dfairman@indianaboro.com.
There you go. You can't fix it if you don't know the problems out there.
Yes.
All right. And the building across the street's looking spectacular, isn't it?
I'm glad that project is nearly completed. There's a few little issues over there yet. There goes my backhoe. No. A few little issues to address over there. There's some doors that came in the wrong color, the wrong shade, I should say. They should be coming in. I just seen the contractor this week, and he said they should be coming in this week. So
terrific. Looks fantastic.
Tidy up a couple little punch list items. Yeah, it is fantastic. It much needed improvements.
Nice job done by all involved there. It took a good long while. It took a lot of wrangling to get that project started, but once it got started. Last year at this time, we were looking at scaffolding covering that entire building.
We were.
Well, they did a fantastic job, and so did everybody with Indiana Borough and with the library staff to work their way through all of this.
And the museum. Don't forget the museum.
And the Jimmy Stewart Museum as well.
Jimmy Stewart Museum and downtown Indiana. That's the tenants for that building. So
good stuff. Good stuff. All right, David, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Todd.
Bottom line, people need to know next week there'll be milling.
Milling, street will be closed. The week after that, there'll be paving. Streets will be closed. Just go a block another direction.
There you go. We will, of course, turn this into a news story, and then come Monday, we'll bring it back so that folks know what streets are going to be affected, and we'll even have your voice tell them.
Okay.
Sound good to you?
All right. Sounds good.
Appreciate it. He's David Fairman, Indiana Borough Public Works Director, and it is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS AM 1160, 101.1 FM.